Holistics. Big up yourself, you know. Don't know. People, good night again, you know. We're there tonight. Tonight we had to look at Spanish tonight. So make sure you don't have no book. Make sure you say you don't have no pencil. Make sure you say you don't have no pen. Or whatever the case is. And it no hard, you know. But that's a show tonight. Oh, just by learning the few things I've been a show all along. Just by learning the few things them that I have been teaching all along, how you can use these very same rules or these very same strategies to implement in another language, right? Because the truth is, Shamor, big up yourself, you know. With the ice cream there. You come with the ice cream tonight again? So, as a man say, Shamor, I want my ice cream, you know. Nobody I feel like I feel like I alone for eat ice cream on Sunday, you know. I want my ice cream too. But as I say, the strategy that I have been showing you guys and teaching you guys and telling you guys how to do it, what to do, it's the same thing that I'm going to do, but I am going to do it with a different language. So make sure you have the paper, make sure you have the book, make sure you have something to write, because it is going to be an ongoing thing where what I'm going to show you now, you're going to need it for the next time I probably come live, come do something in Spanish again, right? One of the first things we have to know is not necessarily the alphabet, but we need to know when we see the letters, what sound they're making, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the same vowels them that you know, right? Which are what? A, write it over somewhere. So you know A, you know E, you know I, you know O, and you know U. That is what them name in English, right? But we're not gonna really so focus on what them name in Spanish. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you some words that you already know. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to use the sound that is highlighted or the letter that is highlighted to understand what this sound is saying, right? Alright, so all of them the way you see in a black, right? And people, if you're really smart, you need to really write what you see. If you're really smart, you need to take a picture of it. If you're really smart, you need to take a screenshot of it. Because as I said, it is what we're going to be using again and again, right? Probably we can put another one right here, so let me see if we can squeeze it in. If we squeeze it in, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it. How about that? And put this right there, so. Alright, so from time to time, you have people come to me and say, boy, me don't know how to read. Me don't know the sound where them a make. Me don't know this, me don't know that, me don't know this, me don't know that. But as I'm always I say, it's not that you don't know. It is that you're not aware. It is not that you do not know. It is that you're not aware. You're already doing it without know that you're doing it. You are already doing it without knowing that you are doing it. So because you don't know so you do it, you think so you cannot do it. It's not that you cannot do it. It is that you don't know that you're doing it. Now, bear in mind, everything over here, so, is Spanish. A Spanish you are dealing with. But what I do, I am using what you already know in English to let you understand Spanish. Whatever you already know in English is going to help you identify and understand these sounds. Now, this word is what? But. The reason why you see me circle this is because this sound is the very same sound that this is making with this letter. So, in our English, you would have said your alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But in Spanish, they don't talk like we do, so they don't say that. Their alphabet sounds like A, B, C, D, E, F, E, H, I, O, T, K, L, M, N. So if anybody here who actually knows Spanish, they would understand what I'm saying and they would know that that is the alphabet. But rather than focus on the whole alphabet, I am focused on these sounds that these make while whether you read or not read, right? This is A, and you can get A from the word ba, t, ba. When you say ba, you hear that A sound in the word but. B, A, A. This is A. So whenever I put a word on the board with the letter A, you have to read with that A sound. See? Now, this is E. Just as in the word set. You have the word set. S, et. This is the same exact sound that you hear in the word E. The same exact sound in the word set, the one circle and highlighted, is the sound that this letter is making. Cool. This letter I, it says E. It comes in the word wish, or if you have kick, or if you have pin, or if you have sit. The same E sound comes over and over. So whenever you see this letter I is E. E. A lot of people tend to confuse I and E because you have E, them try to shorten it and say E. But that's not correct. The correct thing is the letter I is what says E. The short sound for this says E. Cool? Now we have the letter O. The letter O in the word cup in English, you hear how it sounds like A, ka. It sounds like this, A, ba. Right? In Spanish, that is not the case. The O sounds like O in the word so, son, son, or it sounds like the O in the word bus. So, the sound that this letter make is used and represented with something where you know. Because you see the big long old ugly school bus where them call, where them say them spend how much in millions and billions for. This is how it's spelled. Bus. 3 letters. But what makes up the sound, what makes up the word bus is the sounds that comes together to make the word bus. So in the word bus, you have B, O, S. This O sound, this letter is what gives you that O sound. So when you see it, I don't want you to say A or whatever else you're learning in English. Again, this is Spanish, but I am using words that you already know. I am using words that you can already use, already read, already familiar with, just to show you how you can go about it. It's not hard. You just need to have the knowledge. This letter U, if you can say put, you hear this O sound in put, right? O in the word put. That O sound is the same thing that this letter here is making. O. So whenever you see it, I don't want you to say O, because I know it can confuse you, because the U can say O. But this is not English. This is not English. I am just using word references that you know, just to show you what these sounds are saying. So this is A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. A, I, O, U. People, wanna understand? Everybody upon the live, you guys understand? Welcome, Mario. Big up. So people, I'm Mario alone upon the live, understand? Alright. One sec, guys. People, wanna tell me if you understand? Type in the chat, let me know if you understand. Somebody, just type in the chat. A Spanish we are doing, not English. Repeated me. Mario say I understand. Christoph Duncan say I don't understand. Alright, Christoph, so here what? This is not the regular English class so we always do. See? Tonight we are the Spanish. La clase de Español. Spanish, Espanol. Is this Espanol means Spanish, right? Now, what we are looking at is short vowel. Short vowels. See? Short vowels. So we are looking on short vowel sound. Cool? Now, with that said, what are the vowels? The vowels, as well we know them to be in our English, is these 5 letters. Right? The vowels in Spanish is also these 5 letters. Now, in our English, them have them name what them name. But in our Spanish, them don't name the same thing. Again, we're looking at short vowels and the short sound that these can make. Right? Now, these that you see circled and highlighted, I highlighted them because it represents the same sound that you hear in this word where you know. Do you know the word bat? Like you take up a baseball and you swing the bat. You play cricket, you take up the bat. You see the butterfly because you love rat bat. Now, the word bat is just a word. Whether it is a word in English or it is a word anywhere, it's a word. What word consists of? Words consist of sounds. Phonemes being blended together. Now, this is one sound or one phoneme. This is one sound or one phoneme. This is one sound or one phoneme. What sound does this make? T. What sound does this make? B. What sound does this make? Ah. Now I am telling you that this also is saying what this is saying. Ah. Whenever you see this E, you know say this E is going to make the same sound in the word set. So you need to find, and this is why I always come and tell you about phonemic awareness. Because it is important. It is one of the foundational skills that you are required to learn to be a good reader. Now, may I say, not because you learn it in English means say only English it apply in. I am telling you that it also applies in another language. Not just Spanish. It also applies in French. It also applies in in other languages as well. Right? Good. Shirley, big up yourself. Good. So I have somebody who agrees. That means we not talk foolish. Berry boy, for right now, I am located right here on this Tik Tok internet as I see me right now until I end the live. But I do it online. Whatever you would be requesting is done online. So it's not a physical location. It's online. Not necessarily on TikTok, maybe on Zoom, wherever the case may be, but it is online, not physical face-to-face. Back to what I was saying. Can you say the word set? You can. Yes, I know you can say set. Because you love to talk about setter in your ear. You love to talk about you go set your ear. You love to talk about sets. So. You love to talk about sets in a maths class. You get what I say? So, yes. See? Now, may I say, exactly what I'm referring to is called blending when I am reading. But for this case, it's not necessarily blending, it's more of segmenting. The ability to segment the sounds. Because I want them to isolate these sounds individually. These are the... I don't care about this. 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 I only care about what is in here. That is all I care about. The one that is highlighted. Now, can you say the word but? Yes. There's a sound in the word but that this sound is making, this letter is making right here. So it is the same sound as this. Right? Can you say the word set? Eh is this sound. This letter represents the same sound. Eh. Can you say wish? Can you say win? Can you say kick? Can you say pin? This letter I represent the E sound. This letter I is the same E it is making. This O over here, so can you say the word sun? Can you say the word sun? This O right here, so is the same O that you hear. I put even an extra word for say bus. This bus, when you say the word bus and segment it, right? And teacher Lee can agree. Because teacher Lee know. So, you know, see say somebody here, they know if say, I know foolish, me I tell you no, so you better make sure so you not pay attention and not take a picture and them something there. Make sure you not writing on the book. This right here, so now, see? This right here, so, says O in the word bus. But this O is the same O that this letter is making. I am focused on the sound rather than what spelling or whatever symbol it look like. Then now you have you. Well, not really you, but what we know as in English as you. But this is Spanish, member is not English. So, can you say the word put? In the word put, you hear U. Right? You hear that U sound. So, you have the U that is making that U sound. Right? I can't even write the word book here. Book. Because that double O gives me that U sound what me I look for. I am looking for that U sound. Right? In the word book, you get U. In the word put, you get U. This here, sir, is U. This is O. this is I, this is E, this is A. Anybody don't get it? Duncan. Duncan. Step to the front of the class. You get what's going on now? Because you did mention, say, you never get it. Step to the front of the class, Christoph. Let me know now if you understand what I'm saying. And for anybody else here, do you understand what I'm saying? Planet Earth. Welcome to Earth. Big up yourself. Like Christoph gone. But anyways, as me say, these are what? They are short vowels. See it? They are short vowels. Short vowels. Let me rub off this and put it in a black. So when you see it, you don't forget. Again, this is short vowel sounds. Again, this is Spanish. Again, these are just word references to use words that you already know to show you how these same sounds that you're using every day is used in another language that probably you are not aware of. I am just letting you be aware that these words, but set, wish, son, bus, put, book, these words contain sounds that you would need to use in another language. That means you and them use the same sound for majority. For some of the words them, you already know the sounds them, so that way you don't have to go back over there go learn new sounds where you never yet see, never yet know, never yet hear before. It is not new sounds they make up. It's the same sounds they use. Right? It's the same sounds they use, but they represent it in different ways. This O, I, E, A. Cool. Now, make sure you take your picture. Make sure you write it down in your book. Because I go rub it off. So me I give you 1 minute. If you don't get it off, you get it off. After that, something I go eat your supper. I don't know how. People, how you doing tonight? See if you can tap the live in the meantime. Since we are giving a minute for write. For those who warm up them finger last night and can exercise it now on the phone screen. Do some press up on the phone screen with your finger. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yes, man. So, we are going to learn the vowels and we are going to learn the sound of them use, and then now we are going to read 2 words using what we learned prior. So, 30 seconds left out of the minute. As soon as the 30 seconds up, we are going to rub off that and we are going to write some new thing on the board. Yes, in Spanish. Spanish not harder for read than English. Spanish is easier for read than English. Spanish easier for read than English. I'm going to show you say the same way I'm reading in English or the same way I'm going to read in Spanish. The only thing you need to know is you need to know which letter is making what sound they're making, and put back the same sound together, and we are going to do a Sir Teacher Lee said to do. Blend them. And that's how reading is for. Phonemic awareness. Whether any language you do it for. Any single language. See? We are focused on vowel. Why? Because vowel have to come in every single syllable. In every single syllable that you would deal with, there will be a vowel sound, which means a vowel is more frequently used than any other letter. Any other sound, vowel. At least one of them here have it in every single word where I go back up on. at least for it to be a syllable. And then from syllable, we move on going forward. Now, the minute is up. Who not get it? Catch it next class, if it is there. So me I go rub off them. See it? And that's one thing we put in like when them go to school, you know, the teacher can just rub one little part, but them have to write it all over again. Now, you have something what them call accent marks. Right? Accent marks. I don't know if you don't know about it. See? I don't know if you don't know about it. But these are now some accent marks. For the people that want to know what I talk about, go up on the chat and you go type in one letter. But what you go do is you go hold on on the letter rather than just press the letter E. You want to hold down upon it and you go see some all new characters come up. Hold on upon, you see it there? Right there, so. Now, Mario, if you notice, them have direction in a way them go. Right there, so. Right there, so. See it there? You see it? You don't know what go on, man. Now, those are important. But what I notice in English is that it does not, it only have the one that goes like this. I don't remember if it named tilde. I don't remember if it named, but I know it says the accent mark. Just give me a second. Oh, the tilde is on the end. Alright, cool. 1 second. Well, when me Google it, you know, it has an acute accent. So, let's work with it for now. Acute accent. You can go down your own research and go look and see what it mean. Right? This one is the tilde. Where you have looking like one little squiggly something over the end. So, if you press the end on your keyboard and hold it down, you're supposed to be able to see that end with that something there over it. Right? They are very important, and why they are important is because them change the sounding of the letters, right? Them change the sound of the letters. So a while ago, you see how we do with sharp vowel sound? Now, me I go change that. So that one done is the tilde, right? Me I go change that now from sharp vowel to what? Long. Because you got look on the long vowel sound them and see what them sound like. See? Like in Espanol, definitely. So we are going to work with acute accent for now. So this symbol where you see up here, so let's call it the acute accent, right? With that acute accent, it is going to make these letters that you're looking at change. It is going to refer to something else. So like for example, this word, these words, even though it look like it right the same, them don't mean the same thing. Because one of them refer to the person, and one of them refer to like gender. So L with this not tilde but acute accent, this acute accent refers to when it say E. So like you would say E or whichever the case may be, right? Then now you have the L without the acute accent that refers to the article. See? Like you would have said the monkey, the bed, the TV, the this, the that. But in Spanish, them have genders. So you have one noun of a gender, like you have hell and you have la. See? For example, L is a gender, L is an article and la is an article. So what happens is that la refers to the feminine gender. So like if me I speak to Miss Annette, I couldn't use L because L refers to a masculine gender. I would probably have to talk to Sir Lee and you get what I say? And say L. With Miss Annette now, I have to say la. You see what I say? When I talk to Shamor now, I have to say la. Tiwana la. You get what I say? But when I talk to male gender now and so, the male have to correspond with the gender. So it's two different gender things. Now, I do that because I want you to say it's two different things. Right? Like for example, again, Sir Lee's show we say you have C, right? And you have C. Now, what happens is that this acute accent, it also changes the sound, the length of the thing. You get what I say? It also changes the length of the thing. Tik Tok police, pick up yourself. Come and call out your classmate. I look for your classmate. See? Now, if you notice, this one says yes. This one right here, so circle, it says yes. If you listen to it, it says C. Right? This one is not C, but it is C. Because it refers, this right here, so is a sharp vowel sound I make right here. So now, C. C, C is two different things. You hear the different variation. But me don't want to use my understanding if you say me hear it. Me want you tell me if in the chat, you hear it. If you hear the difference, let me know. If you hear the difference, let me know. Good. So at least somebody hear the difference. So I know say, I'm not so crazy, like oh crazy, but maybe. Good. Now, as I say, we do the short vowel a while ago, right? Now we are going to do the long vowel. But we still are going to use words, right? Where it sound like to me in these words. Let me use green this time. But anyways, let me just write the word first. Now, we don't look for a perfect system, but we are look for a system that makes sense and efficient. See? So now, rather than circle these, I go underline them, right? So what this means is what? And make sure you have a book I write down to, because as I say, I'm going to need them. What that is telling you is that if you can say the word park, right? The part that I'm going to take out of it is pa. You hear the in this? Like like, me can't even not just use park alone, but let me use that word too. Can you say walk? If you can't say wa, you hear is not like the word but. So you have one word but and you have one word walk. So bat walk, cat walk, that talk. you hear a different variation of the long and short of the letter A. I don't want to say A no, but for the interest of the thing, this is Spanish. This is not A, this is not E, this is not I, this is not O, this is not U. But because the English now, I'm sure no, I might refer to them as the A sometimes just so to get the understanding of what I say. The E sometimes for to get the understanding of what I say. But what I am really showing you is the sound that these make. So the sound that this symbol, let me refer to it as a symbol. The sound that this symbol make, right? As you can see, there's an acute accent on it. If you can say the word walk, you hear that ah sound in the word wa, ah. So this is saying that ah. With the acute accent, it says ah. Without the acute accent, it says ah. Ah, 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 ah. Two different variation. Tell me in the chat if you hear the different variation. See? Another word you can use is park. You hear that ah in the word park, right? Or we can even use pa. Pa, or even the word spa. Because you want that ah is ah you're really looking for. So any word that have the sound ah in it, you can use any one of these words to get out that sound for this symbol. So this symbol with acute accent says ah. Whenever you see this, you read it as ah. These are long vowel, them also stress. So whenever the vowel is also stress, without these acute accent, they tend to make this long sound as well. Cool. Now this word is what? Space, right? Now we talk about magic E all the time and we tell us that the E comes back to make this say name, right? So this right here so now says A. So this symbol makes that A sound with the acute accent on it. People, you don't tell me if you don't understand in the chat, you know. Because if you don't understand, you're not going to make me know not understand, you know. If me not understand, you're not worse, I'm not going to understand, you know. Because everybody know not going to understand. So, let me know if you don't understand. So, me know if you understand. Yeah. So, this A right here, so, says... Alright, just keep on watching, iTaja. Just keep on watching. See? You go pick it up soon. What do you mean if I know any of the sciences? I don't know what that means, right? No. You know the word speech? Yes, you know the word speech. These two letters in the word speech, what sound do they make? Type a letter in the chat right now to tell me what sound it makes. When these two letters are said, what sound does it make? Just type a letter in the chat now to represent that for me so I can understand. Because I not go hear, because I don't talk. Good. Now, I am saying, you see the same E where you would hear in a speech or would hear in a team? This letter right here, so this symbol over here, so see man there? You see this right here, so with an accent mark upon it? That is saying E. This right here, so with this accent mark on it, is saying E. This is why a lot of people get tripped up all the time, because them, when them hear E, them don't know say in a Spanish or really I them a say. Oh no, I don't do Spanish. I don't do science subject. I do reading. But if you can read, you can read any subject. So I do reading, but this is no reading in a Spanish. You are gonna learn how to read. So I just give you some preliminaries. I just give you some things where make sense and how it are gonna need it. Now, the word team, the EA in team says E. Whenever you see this, you need to say E. With this accent, acute accent, you need to say E. Let me tell you, see I and E give the most problem for people who are learn this type of language. I can't tell you that, because it used to happen to me. Me sure. Now, the word roll, right? You have O in the word roll. You see this sound right also? O, this roll is this same thing. This right also with this symbol right also with this acute accent is going to also say O. You see this spoon right here, sir? In other words, spoon. The OO is saying ooh. And this right over here, sir, will look like the letter U with the accent on it. That is also going to say ooh. These are the long versions of it. These are the stress versions of it. A, E, O, U. So these are same sounds what we use in our English, but them used in a Spanish represented with different letters. As you notice, none of these letters don't in our English over here, so. None of them. Remember, say not English here though, a Spanish. But may I use the word them what you know in our English, so that you can highlight the sound that is being made to represent this sound over here, so you know what I make. See? Let me see what this person is saying now. If they're actually saying something. Yeah. Yeah, you hear me? Hello. Alright. So you probably never want to come up, so. No. Wanna understand what I say? In the word walk, this highlighted letter, what sound it make? Wa, ah. It says ah. It says ah, right? This ah sound is made here. This with the accent says ah. That is what it is saying. Ah. The word space. What sound is this letter making that is underlined? It is saying A. Space. A. So this letter right here, so this symbol with the acute accent is saying A. This letter E that is highlighted, what do you know it to say in the word speech? It says E. So this right here so is saying E. O. O. U. U. A. E. I. O. U. A. E. I. O. U. That is the long and stretched version of it. Now, right, but the shorter version, you remember the words and what would it have before? Would it have but, right? So this is a, this is a. Short, a, long, a. This is short, long, a. A. Short, e, long, e. 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 You notice it don't look like none of them, eh? It a go trick you. Me I tell you from now. You have O. O. You have O. U. U. O. 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 I. I. E. A. You understand what go on? You understand what I try do? You understand what I say to you? Let me know. Just let me know. Somebody in the chat, let me know. 500 down on there, let me know. The 100 and something people there here, let me know. Alright, Mario, get it? That's good. Somebody say for run the sound comparison again. No problem. Somebody say them don't understand. For the person who don't understand, I am not doing anything that is rocket science or anything out of the ordinary or anything that you have never seen before. Now, what we are doing is that we are learning these sounds, but we are learning them in Spanish. Do you know the sounds that these letters make in Spanish? It's a possibility that you don't know. Now, for the person who don't understand, all I am doing is making reference to a word that you know in English. My question to you is, do you know the word but in English? Do you know the word sit? Can you say sit? Can you say set? Can you say son? Can you say son? Can you say boss? Well, good. Because if you can say these words, we are highlighting the sound through phonemic awareness and segmentation. Through the segmenting and highlighting these sounds, you can isolate one single sound. Now, in the word son, this is what saying. S. What you have just done was to segment and isolate the sound for this letter right here, so which is S. Now, we don't care about that in the word son. We care about this one. What does it say? It says oh. So we are referencing back now to let you know that this will say oh. This will say I. This will say eh. This will say ah. This will say oo. Like in the word put or in the word book. The double O says oo in the word book. Or if you don't want to take the word book, just look. And you'll find the oo in the word look. Hope that makes sense. Now, if we run it back again, see? This is short. This is long. This is stress. But it don't just stress upon its own. And I like out here what we do in Jamaica and just a stress and I walk all about the place and nobody no knows how we stress. These people, them when them stress over there, so with them letter, yeah? Somebody say, oh, but me say you stress, because me say you have a stress at. This is an acute accent. Acute accent. Acute memory about this. This. Now, there's nothing there to confuse you. See? Acute accent. Acute accent. Acute accent. Acute accent. This is not far different from this. And if you don't believe me, just watch. Now, all I am going to do is add an acute accent on it. All I do, I start at this point and go up to that point. That's all I'm doing. Start here, go up to there. Start here, go up to there. Start here, go up to there. It is a rising tone. See? Chinese have it a lot. Chinese use it. Chinese have to talk with it. That's how... Well, anyways, let's not go there. But I am saying, this don't just mean nothing. It means something. It changes the word where you look on. It changes the sound that it is going to make. Now, as you see, at the same thing, right? Let me take it off over here. So now, so you see, say, it will come back to the natural where you know. You see it? If you don't understand, let me know. Now, for run back the sound them again, I switch the position of them. So this are over here so stress. This are over here so long. Over here so short. So you have a, right? Like in the word but. You have e, like in the word set. You have I, like in the word pit. You have o, like in the word son. You have o, like in the word bus. Because even though bus is spelled B-U-S, you can't tell me say that make a U sound, you know. That makes the O sound. B-O. S. So it come like a this you actually say when you say bus. B-O-S. It come like a that you actually say. But in grammar, it's not written that way. Bus is not spelled B-O-S. Bus is spelled B-U-S. People, una get it? Una understand? Because A word we are going to know for reading. You know? You can't stay there. A word we are going to read now. So if we run it back again. A. E. 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 I. E. E. I. O. 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 You get that? Who don't get that? Who get that? If you get it, say you get it. Say yeah. Say yeah. If you don't get it, say no. If you get it, say yeah. If you don't get it, say no. Good. Good, Ocean. Good. Good, Mario. Chave, good. Good. Tanibu, good. If you get it, say yeah. If you don't get it, say no. Last call. If you get it, say yeah. If you don't get it, say no. If you're ready for it, I Teja, tell me what you don't get. Tell me what you don't get, I Teja. People who there we doing in the meantime. The change, what change? You have to speak more specific. What change? You want to come up? If you want to come up, you can send a request and come up. People in the chat who not start follow me, just follow me. Who not follow me, just follow. Who not start like the screen, just like the screen. Come, I Teja, come up. Jump up in the box and come talk your mind. Jump up in the box and come talk your mind. Send a request. Much respect for the gift, my bro. Alright, you don't want to come up, no problem. Now fight you. But me can't understand what you say. So you have to just keep on watching until you understand. Because I'm not sure what you mean by the change. So, I'm not going to able to assist you. You have to speak more in a way where I can understand. Now, reading time. Who ready for read? Drop a emoji in the chat. Reading time. Who ready? Drop a emoji in the chat. Me get more water, car. I'm not going like say. If you're ready, drop a emoji in the chat. If you're afraid, drop a 1. If you're ready, drop a emoji. If you're afraid, drop a 1. If you're afraid, drop a 1. If you're ready, drop a emoji. Now, if you did smart, you would have make sure right off for me I tell you from day 1. If you did smart, you would have write it off. You would have get on the notes. You would have make sure so you take on a screenshot. You would have make sure so you take on a picture or whatever. And rub me and rub it off. Alright. No? Haha. That is the first word. That is the first word. See? And I know while it might look hard, and I know while it might sound hard, and I know while it might hard, it's not really hard. The meaning of this in our language is bread. So whenever them said that word, them refer to bread. Right? Them refer to bread. Now, this is not what we are reading now. This is to tell you that this what you see up here, so it means bread. No, man, rub off about this. Now, somebody tell me, if this make the same sound, what you know it make in English? And this make the same sound where you know it make in English. And this make the sound what we did I use a while ago as the short sound, which is a. Is it impossible for you to read this word now? Be honest and be truthful. Is it impossible for you to read that word now? Here the funny thing about it. If you read it in a Spanish and if you read it in a English, you wouldn't know the difference because it read the very same. Now, back to the question. How reading work? Remember, say no English this, you know. Remember, this is Spanish we do. How reading work? Reading work by putting the sound for this with the sound for this and the sound for this all together to get one syllable. This is one syllable. Consists of 3 sounds. 1, 2, 3. It consists of 3 independent sounds. P, A. When you put these 2 together, you get pa. P, A, n. When you put them together, you get pan. That is the word. That is how the word is read. And that word is complete. If you think that hard, let me know in the chat. If it hard, let me know. If you think it easy, let me know. Let me know if that was hard. Just let me know if that was hard. It wasn't hard. It wasn't hard. It really wasn't hard. Good. Now, we're above this. See? And we are going to do another word. And if you don't believe, you can go fact check me. This is another word. Now, if this make the same sound it make in English, and this make the same sound it make in English, and this make the same short sound we did talk about a while ago. So now you have what? S, A, L. When you put the 3 of them together, what you get? Sal. S, A, L, sal. Word number 2 complete. I read the word a while ago. Does anybody believe that that word was not read? S, A, L, sal. You believe when we do that just now, say the word not read yet? You believe so you still need to go and read the word now? Come, word number 2 complete. Matter of fact, I'm not going to rub off everything. I just going to do one if teacher is still there with me. We just going to do what we call phonemic awareness substitution. Miss Annette, you still there? No, Shorty, I not add a tip on it. Because guess what? Before, I never even tell you no. That means salt. Sal means salt. Anything we have in your kitchen and you see salt on it, I probably salt it until you say. Now, we do what we call phonemic awareness, right? And we do what we call substitution. So I substituted the S for the letter M. But here we know again. If that make the same sound we make in English, and that make the same sound we make in English, and this make the same short sound we would have deal with a while ago. Do you see how this is not hard? Mal. Word number 3 that you know. Word number 3 that you know. You see that? People, who see that? If you see that, let me know. If you see that, let me know. It's that easy. It's that easy. Up to the easy part. But when I reach to the advanced part, it's that easy. Cool. Now, Mal means bad. Sorry, mal means bad. Now, this is another word. Right? This is a big word, you know. When I said this is a big word, I mean say that is a big word. Who would agree with me say that is a big word? That is not a small word. Who would agree with me? That is a big word. Would you agree with me? Yes or no? Would you agree with me that this word is a big word? Yes or no? My God. Unsolicited commenter. Who would agree with me that this is a big word? Miss Annette, would you agree? It's not necessarily because it is stressed, you know. What makes it is a big word is because it is more than one syllable long. A big word contains more than one syllable. So you can't just look on the word and just call it one time. You have to make at least two speech. So a big word for me is a word that contains more than one syllable long. You would have probably looked on the word. See? Let me rub it off. I'm telling you I'm crazy, you know. But I saw you go still. You would have probably looked on a word and tell me, say, this is a big word. Some people will say that is a big word. But this is a small, small word. Because this contains one syllable. But guess what? Rub off but that. And this is two syllables long. Because it is two syllables long, it is a big word. Now, you know the sound of this make in English, and you know the sound, or the same sound it make in Spanish, right? Now, this is a, right? This is a, and this is a again, right? So you have pa, pa, papa. I believe one of them should be stressed, but I don't remember off of the top of my head right now because papa, I think it means father as well. But this one means potato. Potato. So you see that papa something there? You see that papa? Papa? It refers to potato. Right? I'm not going to tell you which one of them stress because for right now I don't remember exactly. But I don't remember if one of them stress. That's the thing. So papa means father, father I believe, and papa, but papa means potato. This one when I talk about means potato. I don't remember if a papa or papa, but one of them supposed to be stressed. But that's the least of the thing because you would have know how to stress it because I'm show you. So when it's stressed, it would have that on it, or it does not have to have that on it to be stressed. It can be depending upon where it fall in the syllable, and if it fall before the last syllable, the second syllable, third syllable, that all have a lot to do where it's stressed as well. But the greatest thing is you know how to stress it when it needs for stress. Cool. Next thing now. That is another word. Let me just write it closer. You see what it look like? Map. Mappa. It means map. People, is you think say what me I do right that's so hard right now? We are gonna switch it now. Right? And we are going to switch it later. Now, if this make the same sound what it make in English, right? And this make the same sound what it make in English, and this make the same short sound what in a set, this now becomes a P, E, Z, Pez. That's not hard. Pez. Look upon a big word there. See? That is a big word, you know. But we are going to split it like this. You feel like you can read a word there? Once it's short, no, I don't want to say that it is the same as English, because the U, remember the letter U is going to say U rather than O. So, I don't want to... Pez mean fish. Pez mean fish. Leche mean milk. But rather than focus on what it really mean, me care about reading it. So you can go look what it mean, you can go type it in a Google, but me I show you how to read it and you have to tell me if it makes sense or not. Now, you remember the sound? The short sound what the E make, which is E. So now we have the letter L. It made the same sound in English and Spanish. So now we have what? L-E. Le. Now the CH is the same thing like how we know it for being in English. It says what? Ch. Right? It says ch. So now, when you have ch and e, where you get? Che. So this is how you get leche. Leche. Let's talk about the two. Well, here they see the two LM. The two LM, they can make more than one sound. It can sound like a Y and it can sound like a SH. It can sound like sh, like shamo, meshamo. Some people do say meshamo, some people say meyamo. Me like say meyamo. Yeah, because it have to deal with, it's like, you see you there in Jamaica, and Portland people, we talk a certain way, and Westmoreland people and Negril people, we talk a different way. The local way there is the dialect now, it's the same thing. So you have some people talk by saying meshamo. No, it could be liche because there is no stress and the syllable is not stress. That syllable is not stressed to get it to liche. So even like yamas or shamas, some people say shamas or some people say yamas. But me no want to feel like me is a Spanish teacher, you know? But I want to feel, but just share my experience with you guys. And if it makes sense, it makes sense. But if it don't make sense, I couldn't give no sense. Now, watch this now. Here what got me now. You see that J there? Make it sound like an H for me, please. Right? So it is almost like you say he, e, f. Because this is e, this is f. So the J don't sound like nothing what we know it for sound like in English. It sound like it would want sound like a H. Ota, F, roja, rojo, ho. So it sound like a H to me. Jefe, hef, F, jefe, jefe, jota, ka, jefe. It sounds like this to me. Efe. It's spelled this way, but the J sound like a H in a English. Is that hard, guys? Truthfully, is that hard? Is that hard any at all? Big up yourself, unsolicited commenter. Much respect for pass through. Alright? So, I come and I show you, and I teach you, and I tell you about English. And I say, phonemic awareness. Phonemic awareness. Reading principle, or reading work, or reading work, or reading work. Once you understand how reading work, it make it easier. Now you see, it don't just make it easier for English. It make it easy for you who want to learn another language. It make it easier for you who is a teacher another language. It's not hard. It's the same thing as English basically. But the sounds, you just have to understand what letter is representing what sound to be able to know what sound to make when you're reading or when you're talking. Now, another thing that I always tell you guys is that whenever you read, it is the same thing like talking. Whenever you talk, it's the same thing like reading. So, if you're reading this but you decide to talk it out loud, it's the same thing it would sound like when you actually call the actual thing. It wouldn't sound different. It would have sound like F. So when you read it in your mind, you get the F because you use these two together and then these two together because it's a two-syllable word. Right? It looks small, but it's a two-syllable word. Right? Now, that word. You probably look on this word and say, yo, this hard, brother. It's not hard. Right? Yeah, definitely. I can do that, of course. I did already plan for come telling us on the swamp for pay, because then soon cut off my light, soon kick me out of the house where I live, and soon take away everything from me, could soon come back for the bed, the TV, and everything, the dress and everything. So, yeah, definitely. That sound feasible, sound like something can work. But it's not just to say, alright, then me give you 3 hours, and then when me give you 3 hours, what you gonna do after? When me give 3 hours, you gonna just take this 3 hours and sit down on it? Because it not gonna work that way there. You still have to do some practice. So while me come now and give you all of this and telling you if you write the notes, alright. Because I've given you valuable notes tonight. You can get Spanish class a morning. Right now you're ready for Spanish. Right now, you're ready for Spanish. Just by understanding a few things, you see how important and how crucial and how good that is. See? So, this doesn't change much from Spanish to English. Now, you have the sound of that and what the sound of this. E. Now, this letter C right here, so, you remember we talk about C, the C rule? I'm going to have video on this. We talk about the CA, CE, CI, CO, CU. It's the same thing for this case. So this letter C is supposed to sound like a what? What letter this letter C is supposed to pronounce like? Whether we are talking it out loud or read it. What should it sound like? Based on the rule that you already know in English. It's supposed to sound like a S. So this is B, C. BC. Yeah, definitely. We need to go learn some new language and them something there. Because I always come and say reading works the same. Reading is like a law. Right? The law of the reading principle works the same every single time. It don't change. This is why you have to learn the reading principle. It's blending. Even this that I'm doing now, it's blending, but it's blending in a different language. It's blending with different it's the same thing for the majority of the part, because for most of the word I want to read, them can read in English the same. Right? So you just need to know the letters and what the letters represent, which sound the letters make, and be able to put them together. It's the same thing all over again. Right? And you don't need for you don't need for know Spanish to do this, you know? You just need to have an understanding of the letter and the sound of the letter make. Once you know, you can do it yourself. You don't have to know nothing in Spanish before. None at all. Because as you notice, most of the sound them already come from English. So majority of the sound them come from English. Yeah? So, you see? Now, this word is not P, so, but this word have a stress right here, so. So, even though you're not seeing, alright, no problem, Melanie. Have a good night. Yeah, your daughter. I don't know if you're leaving, but your daughter, it's bedtime, so. Maybe one of the days then when I come early, you guys will be here. So Ocean said I must put goat on the board. So let me try draw one foot something this up, one foot something this up, one foot something this up. And this is my goat. I don't know how goat look, but this is my goat. So goat is on the board, Ocean. You want that goat? And see me spell it that goat. So that is my goat on the board. What you want with goat now? Tell me. You have 10 seconds to tell me what you want with the goat. Because I can rub off a goat and put a chicken or a duck. Alright? 10 seconds gone, you know? Now, as I was saying, right? This word is piso. But what happens is that this part of it is stress. Even though there is not an accent there, right? It is stress. May I have to go come tell you one different day how the stress thing work, because me don't want it to stress me out right now. But this right here, so, would sound like the symbol of the acute accent. You remember this one? It sounds like the EE in speech. So this E, would I hear that E in piso. Piso. It's so easy. Conjugation, I'm going to do one conjugation too, one at a time. So follow me. Make sure you say when I do conjugation, I do conjugation, I'm going to do for the whole day. Now, you have word like dos. You have word like cinco. You have word like con. You have word like sol. You have word like sopa. They are not hard to read. You have word like lose. Luna. And Luna, you remember that the U would say what? Oh. But because this part of it is stress, you hear that Lou, as if it have the accent mark on it. Luna, luz, sopa, sol, con, cinco, dos. All of these words are words where you can read because the C sounds the same as it would sound in English. The D sound the same. The S sound the same. The C, the N, the S, the L, the S, the P, the L, the Z, the L, the N. All of them the way you see me mark out, you already know them already. Because you can't even say tuna. Right? Tuna, luna, muna, suna. People, round of applause. Mic drop. That's it for tonight, you know. Because I going to run now. I am going to leave you guys. And Kelly, you can reach out to me. Definitely. And for the rest of people, I'm going to start charging, you know. Because they soon can take my bed where I sleep on. My house. The chair where I sit down, you know. Everything they soon can take. So now I have to go help me pay the light bill, the water bill, everything. So, make sure you say on the write down on the notes from today. Ocean, big up yourself. May I go post this over YouTube. And for those who don't know, I also post some videos over YouTube. I recently just post one. I haven't been updating it recently, but I post one. So, please do go and check it out. Right? Please do go and check it out. Ocean, much respect, brother. Kelly, much respect. Misanet, much respect. Shamor, much respect. Tijuana, much respect. Mario, Beckham, much respect. Now, on the say don't add. On the say is something that you can do. Don't just sit down with it. Use it. Right? Use it. Follow it. Yes, Stacy, it was, but now we finish up, so you have to go catch up on the next run. The words them are not hard, most of them already know the sound for already. So we just need to apply them how we need to apply them. Right? People, stay positive. Don't give the teacher them the trouble tomorrow morning. And teachers, don't give the children them any trouble. Yes, man, Stacy, come back when time will come back. I want you out here to make sure you affirm and make sure you with up on the right path. And we not tell the people them no foolish. Because we don't want to lead the people them astray. So we are going to need you here to mediate and say, hey, teacher boy, tell the people they're foolish. And when time we are tell the right, you confirm and say, yes, man, that is the right. Even the word there, what she just put up. Then nada. See? It means you're welcome. And it follow the same principle. De nada. 3 syllables. 1, 2, 3. But if you notice, when I said the na, you hear that there's a stress right there, so. Even though you don't see it, there's a stress there, but it all have to do with the syllable and where the syllable come. I have to go look up back that, because I don't remember off the top of my head right now. But I know it have to do with syllable, some penultimate syllable or something like that. I would have to look it up back. But the good thing is that you learn the way how it say ah and how it say ah. You learn how it say eh and you learn how it say e. You learn how it say e and you learn how it say e. You learn how it say oh and you learn how it say oh. You learn how it say oo and you learn how it say oo. So you learn the short and you learn the long. You can use that to do so much more. Plus you already have letters that you already know in English. Like for example, you have the letter L where you know. You have the letter S where you know. Right? You have the letter M where you know. You can put it to the other one. You have E and E. You have me and me. You have C and C. You have la and la. You have... Listen, man. Listen. That's it for tonight, guys. That's it for tonight. Good, Stacy. Me love the fact that you do Spanish, so you can come back and when you come back, me probably can make you just teach a class and we can just rest and just go run at the back like the student. You know them way there. So yes, people. Have a good night again. Buenas noches. And yeah, ten cuidado.